Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Margaret Schreiber, and I am delighted to welcome you to Unity of Walnut Creek Sunday service. Let's welcome those of you who are online. If you can please turn and wave to them. Welcome to our service. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are truly grateful that you are part of our group. Before we begin our service, if you could please take a moment to check your cell phones to make sure that they're completely turned off, we can begin. We are blessed today to have as our musicians our joyful choir, our joyful noise choir. They're joyful and they have beautiful noise. Led by Reverend Sheila Gattro. Yay. Let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me prayerfully and powerfully, speaking it together 3 times. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Together again. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Take that deep into your heart, and together again we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue by reading aloud the statement of our unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me and through my heart, the world. I'm going to highlight a few of our upcoming events. The details of these and our other wonderful activities are in your bulletin and also on our website. Today, you are invited to join us after the service for our Family Dickens Fair. Enjoy Christmas cheer, gift making, holiday treats, games, and dancing. Join the children as they celebrate the blessings of the holidays. Please bring your favorite holiday treat to share with one and all. For our family Christmas Eve service, our Unity children have created a very special celebration. At our later service, sacred music, both joyous and profound, will embrace you as we celebrate this holy night together. On Christmas Day, when families gather together to share the joy of Christmas, we will hold one very special and unique service at 11:30. Even Santa may join us. Attend our New Year's Eve burning bowl service and enter the new year without the baggage of the old one. Then you are able to create what you want for the following new year. If you are here for the very first time, we invite you to raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Great, we have someone in the back. We have a gift for you. Keep your hand up high so we can see you. Thank you. We have a gift of a shell lei, and on that lei is an affirmation. And it says, just as God has a design for every shell of the sea, so God has a design for your life. We have a blessing for you, which you will see in the monitors, or on the monitors. Please join me as we open our arms to send you a sincere blessing from our hearts as we affirm together, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ shining through you. Thank you. And now, our favorite part, please stand and welcome your neighbors.
So take that deep breath. Let's get ready for this experience of prayer and meditation, and we get to do it today wrapped in this amazing, beautiful music. Again, as you take that deep breath, just let the music take you into that beautiful place at the center of your heart. Take that deep breath and gently go to that place within your heart. Simply open your heart to this sacred event that the music has invited us in to touch and experience. This event in all of our hearts, in all of our lives. This event that was heralded by angels, illumined by the light of a star. Nestled in that experience in a stable that is still part of that sacred unfolding that happens in each of our hearts. Gently know within your heart that the gift that was given that night, that is given each Christmas, is the gift of love. A gift that comes through your heart, came through the hearts of those long ago. It is that gift that we sing about. It is that gift that touches us deeply. Rest in that sacred place of silence for a moment and let that gift touch you. Touch that beautiful place within your heart. For in that silent night, in that silence within your heart, is where that new experience is born. And it's from within there that it goes forth. Blessing, uplifting, healing, guiding. So let that love flow from your heart and let the light of that love go out now and touch everyone in your family, that they might have a sacred and beautiful Christmas. Let it go out now and join with the prayers and the songs and the joy and the love from people all over the world who join us in awakening to that greater goodness, knowing the presence of divine love. And as we know that, that light flows forth. A wave that travels across our communities and our world, that touches the earth and all its people. Send your love out. Send it out to each heart. For there is only one. One love that flows through all our hearts. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Together. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And as the music touches and lifts you, let that flow freely through your heart to touch all who are in your world. And it is so. Amen.
If Every Day Were Christmas by James Dillett Freeman. If every day were Christmas, how different life would be. If not one day, but all the year were ruled by charity. Had we the faith in miracles a child has Christmas morn, each day would be love's manger, and Christ would be reborn in us again, to change and heal our outworn wars and ways. Had we a child's or shepherd's gift for wonderment and praise. Yet every day is Christmas when we have learned to live by love's law, learned not how to get, but only how to give. And like a child can wonder, and like a child can pray, but have the grown-up wisdom to give ourselves away.
Christmas Prayer by Robert Louis Stevenson. Loving Father, help us remember the birth of Jesus, that we may share the song of the angels, the gladness of the shepherds, and the wisdom of the wise men. Close the door of hate and open the door of love. all over the world. Let kindness come with every gift and good desires with every greeting. Deliver us from evil by the blessings which Christ brings, and teach us to be merry with clean hearts. May the Christmas morning make us happy to be thy children, and the Christmas evening bring us our beds with grateful thoughts, forgiving and forgiven. For Jesus' sake, amen.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping?
Whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping.
So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, come peasant king to own him.
The King of Kings salvation brings, let loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. Raise a song on high, the mother sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary.
What child is this?
What child is this? This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. The babe, the Son of Mary.
When the angel announced the coming of the King to rule and reign, God in his love sent to earth his only Son. This is his name.
You shall call his name Jesus. Jesus.
Savior sent from above.
You shall call him Jesus. Jesus.
Precious gift of God, light of love.
Holy child in a manger. Born Emmanuel. You shall call him Jesus. Jesus.
Let all heaven and earth proclaim, God has come, and Jesus is his name. Born is the King of glory, Son of God, let us bow and adore. Savior sent from the Father, He is Lord.
Shall call his name Jesus. Jesus.
Savior sent from above.
You shall call him Jesus. Jesus.
Precious gift of God, light of love.
Holy child in a manger. Born Emmanuel. You shall call him Jesus. Jesus.
Let all heaven and earth proclaim, God has come, and Jesus is his name.
You shall call him
Oh, it's beautiful. And thanks for doing version B. Okay, who's got lights up already for Christmas? Okay, got lights on your house and on your trees. And did you notice we've got a star appeared and our wonderful things happening? Yes. So, Christmas is about an experience of light. And there was a point in my life where I realized I didn't understand light. I didn't get it. I wasn't sure what it was about. It's one of those spiritual terms that everybody throws out. Oh, there will, the light is coming, and did you see the light? And, and this is light-filled, and, and the illumination is no different than is coming through the thing. And what does all that mean? So I decided to find out at one time in my life. So I began to look and came to understand that we experience spiritual energy through two primary forms. One is light and the other is love. Okay, and when you experience it as light, what happens is it creates illumination. So, there's another term we associate with it, an enlightenment. Okay, so you're looking at something, and suddenly you go, aha, I understand it. It's illumined for you. You see it. You understand it better. Or you're in that place of darkness, which some of you have maybe hit a time or two, where nothing is working and it's not okay and I don't see anything good here. It is great when you want to do a really successful pity party. Just that, it's just so horrible and nothing, And then you experience light. And suddenly, it's okay, it's good. I can see there's wonderful people around me, there's things happening. The experience of light, illumination within us. When I look at the birth of Jesus, what happens is here comes in a being at a time in humans' experience when we had fallen so asleep in the material realm that we had lost our awareness of being spiritual beings. Okay, so the function of God at that time in our perception was you got to follow the rules or he's going to be pissed at you. Okay, that was the height of our spiritual knowledge. You be good or else we're going to get punished. Okay, not a high spiritual concept. So we were pretty asleep. Okay, and then here comes this being who brings us illumination, who brings us this awareness of oneness. The Father and I are one. That which I have done, you can do and more. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Know you not that you are God's. That's a little different than you got to be good. Okay, a very, very different perception of ourselves, an illumination of ourselves in the earth as spiritual beings. So here comes this light. Now that's one way to experience spiritual presence. The other way is love. With love, you change. Things transform. They go from one level to another. Okay, love transforms. So you go from being sick to whole. You go from, I'm not able to deal with this, to, I can deal with it just fine. You go from, life is horrible, to, wow, it's good, and I'm on top of it. You go from, I don't have enough, to, thank you for all that I have. Transformation from one level of living to another. So I had the opportunity, very, very wonderful gift given to me, to speak with a teacher who was one of those beings that understood and could see how the spiritual energy created. And so I asked him about light. And what he said to me was, light is the hem of the garment of love. Light is the hem of the garment of love. When I understood that, once I heard that, then I could see it. Because what happens is when you live and express love, light flows forth. Okay. From your love, illumination takes place around you. So when you look, and we look at this experience of Christmas, what happens is we see the light, we see the amazing illumination that began to take place for humankind. Then what we know is that was an experience of the giving of deep and powerful love. That is what brought the illumination. So when you think of the tremendous love given by that soul, that said, hey, I'll do it. I'll step in and go through that process of waking up and do all those things it's going to take to wake them up. That's love. And in the stories of Mary and Joseph, we touch their love and what they gave. I was looking at that and thinking, well, that's great, but how's it look in our world? So I want to share with you an experience of illumination. 9-year-old girl named Jackie. Now, I don't know if this was you at 9, but I don't think so, Jackie. But we've all been 9 at some time, so this could well have been a part of our journey. So now Jackie lived in the Bronx, and this was the time of one of those prior recessions. Okay, and the way that had impacted her family was that her dad lived hours away because he had lost his job, and so he had this job that was 2 to 3 hours drive from where they were, and so he couldn't go back and forth, so he stayed at a boarding house up there, and he'd come home on Fridays after work, and and that was the high point of Jackie's week. Her daddy was home, and the family was together, and it was wonderful. And so this day was Christmas Eve, and they were getting ready to go to the midnight mass at their Catholic church, which is down the street from them. And this was very exciting for Jackie because now at 9 years old, she was big enough that she could go that late at night. Okay, and her older brother had told her all about how beautiful it was, and I'm sure it was things like our children will experience when they come to our candle lighting service on Christmas Eve. But a wonderful, beautiful, special time, and she was so excited. And so, she had gotten ready early and was there, and her mom got off the phone, and it was a call from her daddy. And their mother explained to she and her brother that Daddy's car had been stolen, so he couldn't get home. And that he had looked at could he come some other way, and it takes 1 bus ride and 3 train rides through stations where it's really not safe to be late at night, and he wouldn't get home until late the next morning anyway, so he wouldn't be coming home until late the next day in that way. And Jackie's world just fell apart. I mean, here was this wonderful, beautiful thing that was about to happen, and Daddy's presence made it what was wonderful. And then her older brother pointed out but Daddy was buying the Christmas presents. He was going to bring the Christmas presents. And Mother had to acknowledge that they were in the trunk of the car. And the children understood, because of the world that they were in at that time, that Christmas was going to be very simple and kind of minimal that year. And they also understood when they heard this that would mean there was no replacing those kind of things. So, a very unhappy experience for little Jackie. Now, it came time to go to the midnight mass. About 11:30, they got together, and Mom took her hand, and they went out. And she didn't want to go anymore, but they went anyhow. So she came into the beautiful church and all the lights, and she couldn't see him. She just looked down and just was in that very unhappy place. Now that's darkness. Okay, that's darkness. That's where we can't see the goodness. Okay, and I have a feeling a few of us have hung out there a time or two. Okay, but she was in the midst. I mean, her mother was there, and her brother, and they loved her, and they had a home to be in, and Dad would be coming home at some point, and all that was true. But in that place, you don't feel that. So the Mass started, and she was just sitting there looking at the ground. And then she heard this noise at the end of the pew, and she turned, and people were making room, and her father was coming. And suddenly her world changed. It was beautiful. She hugged him, and they were all together, and she looked up and looked around. And here was this beautiful church that she was in, and all the candles and the decorations, and there was music, and it was exquisite. Illumination. The ability to see the presence and the goodness around us. Happens for 9 years old, and some of us even after that. Now, light, illumination, is the result of the movement of love, of living love. So where was the love? When the father got off the phone, a stranger came up to him and said, "You know, I was in that phone booth next to you, and I couldn't help but hearing that you're going to miss your Christmas with your family, that your car was stolen. Is that right?" And they talked about that. And he said, "Well, I don't know if I can help you much, but maybe a little." He said, "I'm a trucker, and I'm headed that way. Now, I'm not going very far, but if you want to take a chance, you can jump on with me, and we can head down, and I'll get on the radio and see if someone else can pick you up." And turned out that third trucker that he was riding with that night decided he'd go a little out of his way and dropped him at the front door of the church. Love creates light. And then the light goes out and touches those around us. Okay. Part of what happens when these people sing, they have beautiful voices, and they're singing wonderful things. And it would be beautiful music. And when it comes out with their love, it opens our ability to see. And it does come out, because that's sure what happens for me. Now, if it came out without that, it would still be beautiful music. Okay. But it would flow different through our consciousness and our awareness this Christmas. At this time, we are awakening again. We have fallen asleep to believe that things are very unimportant, are of extreme importance, and forgetting about those things that are truly important between ourselves as human beings. It's time for more light. And it's easy to create. You just give that deep, beautiful love from your heart to those around you. Let it flow out from your family, and know that all around you, others are doing that same thing. And we let this light flow through our community, our family, our nation, our world, because it's time to wake up. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David, for sharing your love and your light with our community. Thank you. If you would like prayer support for challenges or celebration, please ask our heart ministers. They will be available after the service here in the sanctuary and on the patio. Our heart ministers will be wearing the lavender stoles. You are also invited to place a prayer request in our prayer box by the front door or in the book center. Or you can press the prayer button on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. It's time now for our prosperity celebration. For Love in Action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. I invite you to take your love offering and your tithes in your hands, and together we can bless them by saying our affirmation: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. The ushers will come forward in just a moment.
When they came to Jerusalem, they asked to see the one who was born the King. For the star had been shining to show them the way, and now they must follow to the place where he lay. They followed his star, that holy night. They followed his star, the one with the heavenly light. They traveled so far to see the holy child. They followed his star, all the way to Bethlehem to worship him. All the way to Bethlehem, they followed its light. It led them each step of the way, and the star stood above them. Their traveling was done, so they fell on their knees to worship God's Son, to worship his Son. That holy night. They followed his star, the one with the heavenly light. They traveled so far to see the holy child. They followed his star, all the way to Bethlehem. Followed his star, they followed his star, all the way to Bethlehem. Followed his star, they followed his star, all the way to Bethlehem to worship
My Christmas Wish for You by Kristen M. Sicardi. My Christmas wish for you, my friend, is not a simple one. For I wish you hope and joy and peace, days filled with warmth and sun. I wish you love and friendship too, throughout the coming year. Lots of laughter and happiness to fill your world with cheer. May you count your blessings one by one, and when totaled by the lot, may you find all you've been given to be more than what you sought. May your journeys be short, your burdens light. May your spirit never grow old. May all your clouds have silver linings, and your rainbows pots of gold. I wish this all and so much more. May all your dreams come true. May you have a Merry Christmas, friend, and a Happy New Year, too.
In this time of the season of giving, I was very excited about our prosperity blessing. And so I was able to ask for that early in our service. And so now, the ushers have already gone and passed the offering. And so now, Reverend David, what would you like me to do? Because within my club says we do a blessing of our children, but our children are working on their play today, so they won't be joining us.
So let's bless them anyway, okay? So we're going to bless our children. They are busily getting ready for the Dickens Fair for all of you. So please remember to come back and join them. They're working hard on it. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. And we receive these gifts, knowing that the true gift given here is that commitment on each of our hearts to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. In the Christ joy. Amen. Amen. Let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. The love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.